Hello there, I'm Kyle Sasser and this is BizTweaks. This particular series of videos is on selling on Amazon. I firmly believe that most small businesses and entrepreneurs, even if you don't have your own business now, can rapidly get up to speed selling on Amazon, pocketing an additional $1,000 to $10,000 a month. It's not a top secret endeavor, but there is a process to it, and if you get outside of that process, you run the risk of losing a lot of money. So you want to make sure to duplicate successes that have already been made. Now, I know there's plenty of other people offering Amazon training videos. I'm sure you've probably listened to one or two of them already. The main difference is I'm going to show you my 1099 for one of my accounts from Amazon. As you can see, I have sold nearly $500,000 on this Amazon account. Now, there's not too many people selling on Amazon that are willing to share that information with you, that hardcore information with you. I can also tell you that I have set up multiple additional accounts to this, and I have completely started afresh a couple times just from market shifts and stuff like that. And each time I have rapidly ramped our sales up from zero to being able to pocket a few extra $1,000 a month. Now, if you're making millions of dollars a month already, this probably isn't the video for you. But if making an extra even like $300 to $1,000 a month really piques your interest, be sure to pay careful attention to this video. So this series is on Amazon dream product or product pitfalls. There are quite a few little bits of nuances to selling on Amazon. And if you do not keep a careful eye on it, you can end up with tens of thousands of dollars in inventory that you're unable to sell and basically have just wasted a bunch of money. How do I know? I have entire rooms stuffed full of this stuff. So to start off with, the number one most important thing when you're deciding that you want to sell on Amazon is to check and make sure that you're actually able to sell the product on Amazon. There's a link below in the show notes that links to Amazon's restricted product page, where Amazon will specifically list out what items are allowed to be sold, what items are not allowed to be sold, and what reasoning they have behind it, as well as how to apply for access to be able to sell those items on the platform. Common examples of items that you're not allowed to sell: you're not allowed to sell firearms or explosives. Pretty reasonable. Amazon, mail delivery guns, probably not the best idea in the current climate. Other items that make perfect sense are, human remains, Native American artifacts, fraudulent items, counterfeit items, anything like that. You're not going to be allowed to sell on Amazon. And if you try to sell it on Amazon, you're going to run the risk of getting your account shut down. So you're going to waste a bunch of time to end up with nothing. There's some other items that aren't quite so apparent, but nevertheless are prohibited items or significantly restricted items. Items such as supplements. So these are like protein shakes or diet powders. And the reason why, there isn't anything inherently wrong with supplements or diet powders. However, there were a number of people on Amazon taking advantage and selling products that did not have the stated ingredients on it, or if they had the stated ingredients, not in the right proportions. So, it would say protein powder, but there would only be like 0.0002% in there. They made boatloads of money doing it, but had a lot of very upset customers. So Amazon put the kibosh on the supplement section, and now that's pretty heavily restricted. Another thing is things that kind of crop up and have issues. So like, I'm sure you've seen the kids on the, the two-wheel hoverboard things. They're not really hoverboards, they have wheels. So there's two-wheel hoverboards. Huge item last Christmas or a couple Christmases ago. And, like any hot item, soon copycats popped up. And wouldn't you know it, they weren't quite the same quality as the original, and they started catching fire. There was a flood of these counterfeit hoverboards that came on the market. Amazon said, whoop, nope, you have to be certified to sell those on their platform. One of the other ones that I found kind of funny was the solar eclipse glasses for the solar eclipse last year. There's a certain certification that is given to solar glasses to make sure that it doesn't get basically so that you don't go blind when looking at the sun. And just like any other hot item, stuff starts selling, other people notice, and then everybody jumped on the bandwagon, corners were cut, and solar glasses were arriving in the country that did not meet that criteria. So Amazon put some requirements in place that the solar glasses have to be certified and tested by a third party before they'd be able to be sold on Amazon. So all that to say, if you're thinking about selling a product on Amazon, check the list of prohibited items and make sure that your product is not on it, or if there are restrictions, make sure that you're going to be able to satisfy those restrictions, because you don't want to send your products to Amazon or put them up on Amazon for sale only to have them shut your account down. Why would you waste the time? Now, you might be asking yourself, why would I want to go through the hassle of selling my product on Amazon? So the answer is 44%. 44% of all online transactions happen on Amazon. That is a mind-boggling statistic. For Walmart to have that same market share of the brick and mortar retail space, they would have to sell 3 times as much stuff as they do currently. Amazon is absolutely destroying the competition when it comes to online sales. It's where all the customers are, and if you're smart, you want to get your product where the customers are. If you're trying to sell music, would you rather be in the high-end retail district where there is 40,000 people walking around every day? Or would you rather be in the quiet corner of the city that no one ever goes to with, 2 people riding by on bicycles? I know which one, as a business person, I would rather be in front of, and I'm pretty sure you know too. So if you're thinking about selling a product on Amazon, be sure to check the restricted products first. Thanks for tuning into this BizTweaks Amazon video. I'd like for you to subscribe. If you'd rather have us in podcast form, we're available there as well. You can do both down below. Please leave us a comment or question if you have any. And I do also offer complete training courses and boot camps if that interests you. I've got a link below as well too. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.